going on, everybody? The Beep with the latest gin and tonic. Now, I'm shooting this gin and tonic Monday evening at 11:30 at night. Just wrapped up the men's national championship game, and man, what an upset. The Baylor Bears coming out on top, 86-70. Beating the Bulldogs of Gonzaga. Some say Gonzaga, some say Gonzaga. Potato, you're splitting hairs is what you're doing. What a game. You gotta tip your hats off to Scott Drew and the entire Baylor Bears basketball team. Masio Teague, so many players that played a huge role in that game. They played great defense. They shut down the Bulldogs. And offensively, they were hot from start to absolute finish. So you got to tip your hats off to those guys. They came out with a great game plan, and they won. Now, I'm a little upset because obviously I put some money on the Bulldogs to win the game. I took the Bulldogs money line and the under. The under hit, but the Bulldogs did not win the game. It is what it is. It happens. It's one of those games. You can't win them all. You can't win all your bets because if you did, you'd be a bazillionaire. And I'm not a bazillionaire. So you can't win them all. But that's okay. Listen, it is what it is. I'm just glad listen, whoever won this game tonight, I was going to be happy because it was going to be history regardless of who won the game. And the Bears obviously came out wanting to win the game more than Gonzaga. So that wraps up the entire NCAA men's tournament. What a tournament. I mean, we saw teams, Oral Roberts, Loyola Chicago, UCLA. I mean, we saw so many teams that really pushed the envelope of what people thought they were going to do and came out and outperformed everybody's expectations. So this is another NCAA men's March Madness that is in the books. The first ever one for Gym Pros. Obviously, we had our Gym Pros bracket challenge. We did a lot of really fun things when it came to the tournament this year, and we were just excited to be able to bring so much content opportunity to you guys. It was a really, really, really fun tournament, and we were lucky enough to be able to report it start to finish for you guys. Again, I can't stress this enough when it comes to the Baylor Bears. Congratulations on a NCAA men's championship. Long waited, way long overdue. And listen, if you're a Bulldogs fan, if you're pulling for the Zags, keep your head up. This team played phenomenal from the very first game to the second to last game. And then today they fell short by 16 points. Some are going to say, did the Bulldogs choke? Did they fall apart? Are they not meant for the big moment? Listen, I think you can maybe start to argue that a little bit when it comes down to the big moment. Is a small mid-major team going to be able to compete with a Power 5 conference team? I think that's an argument. I think that's something that you can look on and say, I don't know. I don't feel great about it. I'll tell you this. I learned my lesson. Now, these people, hold on. Now, I'm going to say this. There are some people that took the Baylor Bears plus 4.5. Now, they didn't take the Baylor Bears plus 4.5 because they thought they were going to win the game, just because they thought they were going to cover. So if you took the Baylor Bears and you took a plus 4.5, I don't want to hear this that you thought they were going to win the basketball game, because you didn't. The people that I talked to that said they were going to take the Bears plus 4.5, they didn't think they were going to win the game. They just thought they were going to cover. Okay? And I'm going to call those people out. So if I start hearing chip, that I thought that you thought the Bears were going to win, I'm going to call nonsense on you because you only thought they were going to cover. Okay? Now, does that make my bet any better, any worse? No, listen, I lost. I lost. I picked the Bulldogs to win, and I picked the under. 1 out of 2 hit. That means you don't win the bet. Okay? But I don't want to hear these people that took Baylor plus 4.5 saying that you thought the Bears were going to win the game, because you didn't. You just thought they were going to cover. But anyways, back to the happy moments, back to the happy thoughts. It was another fantastic men's tournament. Hats off to all the teams that competed, except Michigan State. Michigan State figured it out. Okay. Other than that, hats off to everybody. Oral Roberts, Sister Jean, and the Ramblers of Loyola Chicago. UCLA, and many other teams that had the upsets. Ohio. So many other teams that had upsets. Thank you for making March Madness March Madness. Thank you for busting my bracket, and thank you for busting everybody else's bracket. Thank you. You are why it is described as March Madness. So I'm going to end you with this. Moderation will always be for cowards. Never bet the under. Life's too short. Bet the over. Except today. Bet the under today. Always bet with your head, not your heart. And always, 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 always bet with gin. Thank you guys. Have a great rest of your night. And I'll talk to you soon.